On today's show, we take a look at reports claiming that Project Scorpio could just be the true next-gen Xbox system. We also take a look at some other gaming news, including Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. So, let's get into the show. G'day guys, and welcome to the show where I report on the latest in gaming news. And if you do end up enjoying today's video, please remember to smack that like button real good. And now let's jump into the first news report on today's show. And it's that if you haven't heard already, many reports have been going around with the idea that the Xbox Project Scorpio is actually a proper next-gen system, but Microsoft are hiding it. Now, this is just a news report that I am reporting. It's not completely my theory or anything like that, but it's actually a very interesting one, and there is quite a lot of stuff to back this sort of stuff up. Now, as we already know, Microsoft are creating two new Xbox systems. First off, you've got the cheaper model coming out in a couple of months from now, which is the Xbox One S. It's a slimmed down version of the same system that we currently have on the market. And then later next year, which is in 2017, we will see Project Scorpio, which is the more powerful Xbox system. Now, an interesting thing to talk about regarding the Xbox One S, which is out in a couple of months from now, is that the Xbox One is currently doing very well on the market. However, with Microsoft already bringing out the Xbox One S, the Xbox One is already dropping in price and having flash sales. For the first time on record, the Xbox One has dropped under £200, coming in at 199 Great British pounds in the UK. This is pretty much unheard of to see a system like that come in at that price. So it's pretty obvious that Microsoft are the ones wanting this system to kind of go out of the door, and this is regarding the Xbox One regular system. They pretty much want that off shelves. They want to get rid of old stock, and they want the Xbox One S to be the premier system for the next year or so. And that all sounds pretty plausible. It all makes sense. They'd want to create this to be the new system. They don't want to really sell old stock. They probably will still do that, but at a lesser number. However, this is where it gets very interesting, and the reports do come into place regarding the Xbox One's Project Scorpio, which is the new upgraded Xbox system coming out next year. And these reports are indicating that Microsoft are trying to hide the fact that the Xbox Project Scorpio is an upgraded version. Yes, we already know that, but is the new successor to the Xbox brand, and eventually they'll phase out the Xbox One systems like the Xbox One and the Xbox One S and make the Project Scorpio the head system where they'll just focus on all that stuff. In a way, this is plausible, but at the same time, it's pretty far-fetched because you think about this and you're like, why would Microsoft do this? They clearly stated no one gets left behind. But that could be from a marketing standpoint. They want everyone to still buy into their current systems because they kind of shot themselves in the foot with announcing the Xbox One S and then also going, hey, but we do have this more powerful system coming out a year after that one. So that gets a little tricky there for Microsoft, but personally, I don't know if I do agree with any of this. So don't go hating on me for reporting on this news. It's just that I think it's a very interesting report. There are many of these reports going around, so it'll be definitely a crazy time going ahead over the next year or so. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below regarding all this stuff. If you want to read more about it, links are in the description. But now, since we are speaking of Xbox, Fallout New Vegas is now available on the Xbox One. New Vegas, new console. Xbox tweeted this out, as you can see. Thanks to backwards compatibility, Xbox One is getting the game now, which is awesome news, especially for those who haven't played it and might go pick it up for the really, really cheap price that it is in those cheap bins at the game store or online for a cheaper price. Personally, I still have my disc. I definitely want to pop it in, give this game a go on the Xbox One since I no longer have a 360 that works, which is sad. But, as I said, as you know now, the Xbox One is available with backwards compatibility and Fallout New Vegas on that. But anyway, now to move to our final news report on today's show, and it's regarding Call of Duty Infinite Warfare and how the game will handle the lack of sound in space, especially being a military shooter. Senior Art Director at Infinity Ward, Brian Horton, had this to say regarding the matter. You need to know when an explosion is going off or when a bullet screams by you so that you can actually react. And the way that Infinite Warfare will solve this is with the spacesuit that the characters will wear in the game. In the game, there's a way that your suit can simulate those sounds and impacts through photons so that you have a tactical awareness of your environment. He also explained, we've dampened the sound a little, but there's still enough to make sure the player has a good time. This is actually not science fiction either. It's actually very plausible, he said. On top of that, he talks about the game being in zero gravity and how that can impact the player. He mentioned a grappling hook of some sort that you can grab your enemies, and we sort of saw that stuff in the gameplay at E3. And he says that grapple mechanic is for us pushing forward the boundary of science fiction, but you can still imagine some of the engineering behind it. And personally, I kind of agree with him there. They have to go on a little bit of the crazy side since they are doing a little bit of the sci-fi now, compared to just the military stuff. But at the same time, they seem to be sort of staying realistic, and this sort of is plausible. He also talks about quite a lot of stuff in this interview, and it's very interesting, especially if you're sort of going, I don't know about this next COD game, because it is set in space. So it's definitely worth reading if you are on the fence about this game. And there we have it. That is the gaming news for today. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. And now, Grillman, please hand me that question. Thanks, Grillman. Okay, guys, the question is, what game makes you rage the most and why? So get creative with your answers and put them down below in the comment section, and you can end up on the next show. But if you enjoyed today's video, please remember to smack that like button, because I'm ChampChong, Max is chilling here.